top line. For all the rest of you, you can ignore this. It will be zeroed out and you don't have to worry about it. But if you facilitate groups, what you will do is type in the dates of service. It doesn't have to be fancy. We just need to be able to show STAR if they come in, monitor us like they do every year. What dates you provided group. So let's say we did June 1, and then we did the next week, June 8, June 15, and June 23. So I did group once a week, 4 times. We're going to put it in there. For groups, if you notice, you can't type anywhere except under the group column. And you put in how many groups. Let's say I'm an entity and I actually have 2 facilitators, and one facilitator is doing the youth group and one facilitator is doing the parenting group. That ends up being 8 groups per month. So I'm going to put in how many of each type group we did. So as you see in the example here, I'm going to change it a little just so you can see how it changes it. Let's say we just did 1 STAR Life Skills group, and we did 3 UCAP Youth Life Skill group, and let's say we did 3 Family Skills group and only 1 UCAP Family group. As you saw, it changes the calculations as I go in. So again, this top line for facilitators who facilitate group, you're going to put how many total groups you did. Not how many people, but how many total groups of each type on this top line. Anyone who doesn't do groups, ignore it completely. Now for everyone, go down here under youth name, last first. For every client, just like you have always done on the subcontractor billing breakout sheet, you are going to put the client's name. Let's say his name is Danny Young. Always put it last, comma, first. This is going to be important because I'm going to show you how to sort the data so that it's in the format that our staff needs it in. So if everyone is doing it last, comma, first, that's going to be accurate and give it to us how we need it. Now for the month, under dates of service, you're going to put every date that you provided a service to Danny Young. As you see, we have 3 dates here, and it ended up with a total of 3 services. I'm not worried about you putting dates here if you facilitate groups that Danny attended group, because that is actually listed above. What we're worried about here is any intake or counseling session that you provide. So put every date. STAR in the state of Texas requires the date of service. So this column is mandatory. Now on those dates, I want you to total up what services you did. If you come a little further to the right, the services, as you'll notice, are an intake. That's very rare. It's only by pre-approval with our office, but it does happen. And you'll see that it's broken out between subcontractor, or for those of you who are an entity and have interns, the intern is broken out separately. The next set is youth counseling individual sessions, either subcontractor or intern. The next section is family counseling, either subcontractor or intern. And then over here you still have the groups. So what we're going to do is, from the dates you entered here, you're going to put how many services Danny Young and his family received. In our case, just to show you how it works, we're going to say that he received 2 individual youth sessions from the subcontractor plus 1 from the intern, which equals 3 sessions, which is how many dates we have listed. In addition to that, for those of you who provide groups, who facilitate the groups, you need to also put in how many groups he attended, he and his family. The calculation in this right-hand column is only based upon these services, because those of you who facilitate groups know that we pay per group, not per client, when we do groups. So this top column or row is where it's calculating per group. Everything below this is calculating per client. And so that it wouldn't mess up, we needed to take the calculation out of the per client group, because that's not how it's paid. But for our database, our staff still needs to put in how many groups that client attended. So again, we're going to go with the next one. We're going to say Vicki Penn came in for counseling because sometimes I think I need it, just like we all do. And put some dates in, 6/1/10, 6/17/10, and 6/25/10, and let's say 6/26/10. I don't know if these dates are right, but that's okay. And in that month, there's a total of 4 sessions. Let's say we did 1 intake from a subcontractor. We had 2 individual counseling sessions from an intern and 1 family counseling session for an intern. And also in that time, we did 3 UCAP youth skills groups, 1 STAR family skills group, and 1 UCAP family skills group. Calculates the total itself. For those of you who do not facilitate groups, you're simply going to put the dates, and the only thing you're going to have is some counseling or intake sections. You will not have anything at all listed under group, which is fine. For those of you who do facilitate groups, let's say you facilitate a group, but it's not one of your counseling clients, and you're used to this if you do it. You're not going to have anything under any of these counseling columns, but you may show that, Angie and her family came to group twice. And actually, in that case, if you don't have counseling sessions for the client, the group sessions are already listed, and you wouldn't even necessarily need to put any dates in right here. So again, we're going to just play around with another one. Look at that. There's something about our office that makes us all need counseling. Okay, Jan came in. Let's say you did an intake. You did 1 family session. And let's say they each came to a group. And let's put a few more people in. Who can we harass now? And let's say 2 and 2. Okay, so after you get everyone entered for the month, I didn't have very many clients, that's okay, I don't have a lot of time, but I have everybody entered now, no matter how far down on your screen it goes, you're completely done. As you go along, I want you to go up here and click Save. You can also hold down the Control key and hit S, that will do the same thing, but make sure you're saving